And the deities were very, very beautiful. It was a very exciting time. We had not had Krishna deities in Paris before, so this was very meaningful to everyone. While the deities were being dressed, that is to say, after the bathing ceremony, and while the deities were being prepared for the first unveiling, Srila Prabhupada went out for a walk. When we came back from that walk, the curtains opened, and Srila Prabhupada stood looking at the deities for a long, long time. Kirtan was going on. Then he turned and walked down the marble temple room to his Vyasasan, and we all noticed that there were tears streaming down his face. He sat on the Vyasasan and used the edge of his dhoti to dry his eyes, and started his lecture by saying that the meditation on the Lord begins from the lotus feet. Therefore, I am inquiring, why are there no ankle bells? In our haste to dress the deities in time for Prabhupada's return from his walk, we had neglected to put Krishna's ankle bells on. Prabhupada, of course, noticed. But it was a very touching moment, because God must be real. I mean, look at how much love this person has for him. It was very obvious to everyone there that we have not been led into some kind of cultish practice or something. Here's Prabhupada, there's Krishna. Here's Prabhupada weeping out of love of seeing the Lord of his life. This is real.
I was upstairs with Himavati, and we were gluing together the peacock fan for the Arati that Prabhupada was going to do. So we were finishing up the peacock fan. And I remember when it came time to offer the camphor, usually we'd put a little ghee wick and sprinkle a little bit of camphor on it. Prabhupada he didn't want that. He sent it back up, and he wanted a big chunk. So he put a big chunk of camphor, and then the big billowing camphor, we'd never do that because it would make black and everything, so we would be very conservative, put a few sprinkles, but he wanted a big piece. And then, and then the fan was okay. He used the fan.
I guess it was several months later, there was an article in BTG on this installation, and they brought the magazine to Prabhupada. He was in Vrindavan at the time, which they would always do. Whenever there was a publication, wherever Prabhupada was, of course, they would rush and bring it and show him the last Bhagavatam that was produced, or BTG. So he was at his sitting desk right here, Krishna Balaram, and they brought in the BTG, and Prabhupada started paging through it, and it had the pictures of the deities on the altar. And Prabhupada looked at the one picture, and in the picture there was Krishna and Prabhupada. You could see, the shot that was taken was Prabhupada and Krishna. And Prabhupada smiled. He said, just see. He said, I am looking at Krishna, and Krishna is looking at me.
After the installation, when Prabhupada did the Arati, he performed Arati for the deities, and that really amazed all of us. And I remember playing the mridanga and standing very close to Prabhupada. All the devotees were so happy. It's just incredible. And Prabhupada was meditating on Radha and Krishna while he was performing the Arati. And I had never seen Prabhupada perform Arati before that, and it was quite an experience. He took his time, and he meditated deeply on the deities, and it infused everyone with, deep spiritual ecstasy. And then as he came to the end of the Arati and he blew the conch shell, the devotees were all jumping up and down in ecstasy, and Prabhupada was clapping his hands. And he started slowly, he was just watching and clapping his hands, and then Prabhupada just started jumping up and down, and that just created, waves of ecstatic